Now then, Mr. Barnes will thank you not to leave the mansion until further notice. Understood. Sounds like the police finished questioning Barnes. Could talk to him. Yeah. I was expecting him to be an old man. Brandon Barnes, butler of the Dennis residence. How did it come to this? Why are the police so suspicious of me? Excuse me, are you Mr. Barnes? Who might you be? I'm Detective Tim Goodman. Mr. Dennis has hired me to investigate the crime that occurred here. Is that so? My apologies. I am Brandon Barnes. I work here at the Dennis residence as a butler. Do you mind if we ask you some questions, Mr. Barnes? I realize you must be tired since you were just questioned by the police. Please, don't worry about that. If you've been hired by Mr. Dennis, then it is my duty to give you my full cooperation. Thank you. What would you like to speak to me about first? The time of the incident. I was away when the incident occurred. It wasn't until after I'd finished my errand and entered the house that I realized something was amiss. I heard Turner cry out from the second floor. When I rushed upstairs, I found him collapsed on the floor in front of the jewel storage room. So that means Barnes was the first witness to arrive at the scene of the crime. Did you see the thief or their partner Pokemon? No, nothing like that. Wait, if Barnes ran up the stairs, you'd think he would have run straight into the thief. If he didn't see anyone, could they have escaped from the second floor? Did you check the storage room? Yes, the door was already open, and when I looked inside, I saw that the Aurora drop was gone. I then contacted Mr. Dennis and the police right away. Is there anyone who can corroborate your whereabouts at the time? Unfortunately not. It was only afterward that Mrs. Dennis came out of her room to see what the commotion was about, and the only others in the house at the time were Growlithe and Clefable. Naturally, no one can take witness statements from Pokemon, so I'm afraid I have no alibi. That's where we come in. The Pokemon that live in the mansion might know something. That Clefable. Mr. Barnes, do you have any idea who the thief might be? Not a clue, I'm afraid. But I do know that Mr. Dennis and I are the only ones who can freely use the key to the jewel storage room. Growlithe guards that key with constant vigilance, so I imagine it would be very difficult for anyone else to take it from her. Wait, I have an idea. The idea just popped in my head. I must investigate immediately if my idea could even be a possibility. I'm sorry for taking a break, for doing this right now, but it cannot wait any much longer. Can you learn that move? Wait, I could just go over here. Go to Bulbapedia. Is there any way for you to learn that move? No. Damn it! I was thinking of transform, that could work. But it turns out, nope. I really was thinking about that, like maybe. Just maybe. Could have been transform, maybe Clefable could learn transform, but nope. So I imagine it would be very different for anyone else to take it from her. I suppose it's no great wonder that the police suspect me, given the circumstances. But I would never do something so senseless. At least this confirms that only those two have access to the key. About your Ducklet.
Yes.
Ducklet is my dear partner Pokemon. Just look at this photo. That's Ducklet with you there? That is the sure as hell Ducklet. What's around his neck? Yes, isn't she adorable? Just look at her feathers. Simply beautiful. That's a problem. But that's not all. She's also incredibly clever and even helps me out with my work. Oh, for fuck's sake. Dude, you are not making a case for yourself. Oh, excuse me. I'm terribly sorry. I tend to get a bit carried away when I speak about Ducklet. It's really no problem. You mentioned that she helps you with your work. What exactly does she do? Let's see. She runs errands for me, such as buying coffee beans from a local cafe. Oh, she buys coffee beans. Nice. There's a place nearby called the Hi-Hat Cafe. Perhaps you've heard of it? She regularly goes shopping there by herself. that's their go-to cafe, then it's gotta be the High Hat Blend. I guess I couldn't be surprised that Rhyme City's elites have such refined taste. Come on! Shut up, you! I asked her to go to the cafe today, in fact, but she hasn't returned yet. Could she have been wandering off somewhere? Do you have any idea where Ducklet might be? Fortunately, no. The feathers found at the scene of crime are Ducklet's, right? Yes, no question about it. But I haven't the faintest idea why Ducklet's feathers would be there. Just the thought of her getting caught up in the crime somehow, I'm so worried I can hardly think straight. Out of all the jewels in Mr. Dennis's collection, he considers the Aurora Drop to be his most precious. He worked tirelessly to acquire it in the first place. You might even say the Aurora Drop is the physical manifestation, the crystallization of Mr. Dennis's career as a jeweler. I wish nothing but swift retribution on the thief who stole it from him. For someone who speaks so formally, Barnes is a pretty passionate guy, isn't he? Please, Tim, find the Aurora Drop, I beg you. Don't worry, sir, we're on the case. That's accurate. Based on Barnes' testimony, I'm not really surprised the police suspect him. Yeah, if only there was another witness at least. About that, aren't you forgetting something, Tim? Huh? Barnes told us that Growlithe and Clefable were in the mansion at the time of the incident, remember? Maybe the Pokemon saw something. Exactly, you can leave the rest to me. Let's go question them, Tim.
Tim. Yo, Manectric! Working hard?
It's Manectric, but whatever. Stay out of my way!
Hey! What did I ever do to you?
You're a little pest! What do you want, quote-unquote great detective? Have you finished questioning Barnes? For now, anyway, we just haven't finished gathering our evidence. Doesn't change the fact that Barnes is still a suspect. If you don't mind, could we ask you some questions? If you insist, but I have no intention of sharing confidential information with you. About Barnes.
Excuse me?
Is the storage room key the reason the police suspect Barnes? Oh, so you know that much already? Well, no point in denying it. The only two people who can access the key are the homeowner and his butler, Mr. Dennis and Barnes. I highly doubt Mr. Dennis staged all of this himself, which leaves Barnes the only logical suspect. Not only that, there were Ducklet feathers at the scene of the crime, and Barnes' partner is a Ducklet. Clearly, Barnes used the key to get inside the storage room and then had Ducklet fly off with the jewel. That's my working theory. You're missing the middle part where how did he slice open the fucking case? We don't have any decisive evidence yet. But we're going to find his Ducklet that flew the coop, and then we'll get definitive proof. You'll see. Well, I'll be continuing my own investigation. Suit yourself. Are you following any leads other than Barnes? Of course we are. We've already collected statements from every last person in this house. Do you mind if I ask what your impressions of each of them was? Well, I suppose I could tell you that much. Mr. Dennis seems rather shaken by Barnes falling under suspicion, and his wife Claudia is reacting quite impetuously. She's been approaching us repeatedly to demand that we hurry and wrap up our investigation. I suspected her from the beginning. She's the culprit. That's gotta be tough. I almost feel bad for Brett. I don't. One of their staff members, Turner, has been very cooperative with our investigation. He's told us a lot about everything that happened until he lost consciousness. I suppose that's all I can say for now. Thank you, we'll keep that in mind. Police can question people, but they can't talk to Pokemon. Interviewing the Pokemon around here might help us paint a clear picture of what went down. True. Not you. No need to glare at us like that, Manectric. Calm down already. We're not going to get in the way of your police work. Brass Manectric sure is committed to the job. True, and he's been keeping watch. So if anyone tried to hide some evidence, he'd spot it right away. I guess he's helping. He is helpful in that way, but I just wish he'd dial back his aggression towards me. Oh, there are two Manectric here. This room is currently under police investigation. Only authorized personnel permitted. I am authorized personnel. Question Barnes, but they're still searching his room. Right, let's investigate somewhere else. Hey, Growler, sorry to bug you when you're already feeling down, but would it be alright if we asked you some questions? We're here to catch the thief, and we need your help to do that. Also, I will be right back. I'm back. And we need your help to do that. Growl? You're willing to talk to us? If it'll help Sanjay? Thanks. Sanjay? Growl's nickname for Dennis, near as I can tell. Alright, his full name is Sanjeev. Dennis, so I guess Sanjay makes sense. Anyway, Growlith, can we start with the questions? Let's investigate you first. What about you? So tell me about yourself. Gotcha. As Dennis's partner, it's your job to guard the mansion. And we already know the key to the jewel storage room was around your neck. Growlith should have all the answers that we need. It's important to Dennis, so guarding it is important to you. Makes sense. She says she'd never let anyone other than Dennis or Barnes even touch the key. So that's why you feel extra responsible for what happened, huh? She's really got a strong sense of responsibility. Don't worry, the two of us are gonna crack this case. Do you remember anything about the time of the incident? You don't know because you were napping? What? Your breakfast was so tasty that you ate too much and it made you sleepy? The sleeping powder inside of the food. Been there, believe me. What are you even talking about? You woke up when Barnes got home? That would have been right before all the commotion happened. And when you woke up, your precious key was gone. Yeah, I could tell you're upset. You'll do whatever it takes to help us catch a thief? Thanks. We'll come to ask for assistance if anything comes up. But we're not done yet about Barnes. She says Barnes is a kind and well-mannered person. He and Dennis are close, and she's never seen them fighting or arguing. Mr. Dennis really does seem to trust Barnes after all. The only one in this house that you can trust. If you can't trust your own butler, then who can you trust? Let's be honest here. And Growlith likes Barnes too. Judging from what Growlith says, it's hard to think of Barnes as a likely culprit. There wasn't anything in Growlith's testimony that could help us prove Barnes' innocence. Only one problem left to ask is Clefable. I'll do what I can to get Clefable talking to us. Thanks, Pikachu. You idiot, you're stuck. Come here.
Great Detective Coffee Note number 2. The water you use can change how your coffee tastes. You know, Tim, we're really living the good life at our apartment. A huge mansion like this must be a pain to clean.
It must be.
You never know what might be a clue. Gotta investigate carefully. Seems like the residents of this mansion drink coffee frequently. I can tell by the aroma. Great detective tip number 3. Learn from past cases. You may notice a pattern similar to a case you've solved before.
Well, I don't remember the first game, so...
Great detective tip number 7.
How did we...
Begin every investigation by taking your client's word at face value. From there, forget your preconceived notions and gather the facts until you uncover the truth.
How do we get to number 7?
Quit playing dumb! We've got evidence that proves you're the culprit!
What did I do?
Yeah, did I scare you, Tim? I felt like practicing my interrogating.
Yeah, use that on the wife. What? You think we're thieves running to the scene of the crime? You got it all wrong. We're not here to steal anything. We're actually great detectives looking to catch the thief. Please, can you answer some questions? Yes, really, come on, you can trust us. Yes, help us out, and I'm sure Claudia's bad mood will clear up too. So you're willing to talk to us, thanks. Guess Clefable was worried we'd do something bad to Mrs. Dennis. Oh, I will lock her up for stealing the jewel. I'm convinced she's the culprit. How about you, Clefable? Do you have a job here at the mansion? Ah, no job per se, unless you count spending time with Claudia. Now, that is a tough job. That must be one of the hardest jobs on the planet. Isn't it tough hanging out with someone so prickly? Claudia's not a bad person, you say? Yes, she is. Sorry, didn't mean to be insulting. So Claudia's always arguing with someone or other. God damn it, that. But when it's you and her together, she starts to regret the whole thing? I get it now. Your job is to cheer her up when she gets into arguments. Wow, you're actually pretty nice. I bet Clefable's really important to Miss Dennis. Did you see anything strange happen today? So Clefable's saying she got really sleepy while playing in the mansion this morning. So there's some Whimsicott can use sleep powder, I think. Must investigate immediately. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I was... No, egg move is grass whistle. Pre-evolution moves only. Grass whistle. So that thing can whistle you to sleep. Then she dozed off and doesn't know what happened after that. That's too bad. What do you think of Barnes? Do you get along with him alright? Claudia doesn't like Barnes, so Clefable tries not to have too much to do with him. But she doesn't think Barnes is a bad person. After all, she says Barnes ran to help Turner when he got hurt. Wait, does that mean Clefable saw Barnes going upstairs to help Turner? Yeah, it's gotta. Clefable, what else can you tell us? Clefable was dozing near the front door this morning. When Barnes got home from doing stuff outside, she woke up and greeted him at the door. Then Clefable and Barnes heard Turner cry out on the second floor, and they both went running upstairs. And that's when, to their surprise, they found Turner on the floor. That means Turner was attacked. That means when Turner was attacked, Barnes was still on the first floor.
Okay, let's start deducing.
Oh, right. We need to start deducing right now. Alright then. Let's begin deducing.
Okay.
Alright, we got some useful information. Let's stop for a moment and get our thoughts together. Based on everything we heard, is there anything that suggests Barnes is innocent? Let's review the information we gathered to see what we come up with. Barnes may not be the culprit. He returned to the mansion after the crime had occurred.
Okay.
We learned that Clefable greets Barnes when he returns to the mansion, and Growler said she woke up at exactly the same time. Barnes and the others only became aware of the crime after that. Doesn't that mean Barnes couldn't be the culprit? Barnes was on the first floor when Turner was attacked. That would have made it difficult for Barnes to steal the jewel. Not sure we could prove Barnes' innocence with that alone. Yeah, we can't disclose the testimony. That testimony came from Pokemon. No one would believe us. Looks like we're going to need other evidence to prove his innocence. Barnes has technically an alibi that cannot be used. We can't lift the suspicion around Barnes with Clefable's testimony alone. I think we're going to need some other kind of evidence to prove his innocence. But where should we look for it? Nothing immediately comes to mind. At times like this, it's best to try investigating other leads. We might be able to tread somewhere unexpected that leads us back to this. Where's the red Pokemon? To get close to the truth of this case, we've got no choice but to find the Pokemon that Witness saw. Witnesses report that seeing a red Pokemon and a Ducklet. I wonder if the Pokemon that cut open the jewel case is the culprit's partner. It makes sense to think that, but no such human was seen by the witness. Having said that though, we might learn something if we can find the red Pokemon. Let's head into the city and get some leads on that red Pokemon. I'm sure we'll be able to figure out what Pokemon it actually is. At this point, it seems pretty unlikely that Barnes is the culprit. But then, why did Ducklet leave from the second floor window? Seems unlikely that it's got nothing to do with the jewel theft. Finding Ducklet would be the quickest way to confirm that. Good call. Let's head into the city and look for her.
Okay.
Looks like the only way to continue our investigation is to gather info in the city. But where should we go? Should we go after Ducklet or search for the red Pokemon? If you're unsure, why don't we try following Ducklet? Yeah, red Pokemon, that could be anything. There are like 50 of them that are red. We don't really have any information there, but Ducklet might be able to identify the red Pokemon for us. I think we have a better lead to go on for that than for the red Pokemon. Alright, we did hear that Ducklet was supposed to buy coffee beans today. I'll bet you she went to the Hi-Hat Cafe. You're right, we should probably search the cafe. Let's not waste any time, Tim. He wants us to go to the cafe because he's thirsty. He wants coffee. That's why we said, like, let's go immediately to the cafe. Because that's where the... Oh. Huh? You mean you won't help me? I understand how you feel, man, but we're in the middle of an investigation right now. Yes, but what should I do? Oh, looks like that woman has a problem. She sure does. I doubt it has anything to do with our case, but it's hard not to want to help someone who's in trouble. That's the spirit, Tim. If you see a person or Pokemon with a problem, let's do what we can to help them. That's what makes us the city's great detectives. But we need to prioritize our current case. This is something we can help with when we have time. Right, first let's hear what she has to say. Good idea. During our investigation, people and Pokemon may request your help solving their problems. These people and Pokemon have blue speech bubbles. If you see them, try to talk to them. Local concerns that you've agreed to help with are added to the list. You can check it at any time pressing the Y button. Keep in mind that some of these requests aren't necessarily problems in the strictest sense. No, not yet. Don't talk to... I wanted to end it. Excuse me, may I ask what's wrong? My little pup's gone missing. Oh no, what happened? We were taking a walk together in Serenity Park. I guess Lillipup must have been having too much fun. He's got so worked up, he took off like a rocket. I've been searching all over for him, and now I'm exhausted. That police officer won't look into it for me either. I don't know what to do. We can't just ignore this. That's right. Helping people is a detective's job. And finding lost Pokemon even more so. We'd like to help you, ma'am. We're detectives, so we're pretty good at looking for lost people and Pokemon. Really? That would be a huge help. Can you think of anywhere your Lillipup might have gone? Well, I've already searched the park pretty thoroughly, but I haven't looked for him in the city yet. Also, my Lillipup likes quiet places, but I'm not sure there are any quiet places like that around here. I think that's enough information for us to go on. Please wait here while we search for him. I'm so sorry to add to your workload when you already look so busy, but thank you. I hope you'll find my sweet Lillipup. If we see a Lillipup during our investigation, we should talk to it. Find the lost Lillipup. Cool. Sorry. Let's save the game. Alright, so thank you all so very much for watching. When we come back next time, we will be continuing on with these cases, the Lillipup and the Jewel. Both that being said, if you guys have enjoyed, and if you did, please like and subscribe if you're new and not done so already. Turn on notifications, and as always, stay tuned for more. Bye!